See a penny, pick it up, and all day long you will have good luck. Not true in prison. Hello, yes, this is Paint. So, we're all aware of prisons. You do something bad, you go to prison. That's the deal. And I don't want to impress anyone, but I actually have spent some time in prison myself. Rolled double sixes and got out immediately, but I wouldn't want anyone to go to these prisons. Some of these prisons are so horrifically awful. Not even this guy. Why are you wearing that? You've let anyone who ever loved you down. Anyway, there are a lot of jokes we can make about prisons and prison sex in this video, but I'm not going to stoop that low. There's a reason they call prison a stretch. So, starting off the list at number 7, we have La Sabaneta prison in Venezuela. It's incredibly understaffed and overpopulated, with only one prison guard per 150 prisoners. This leads its way into severe corruption, where the prisoners with more money or power get the best rooms and facilities and everything. Kids and adults are shoved in together with no barriers to protect the young, even though hundreds of deaths are recorded from prison violence per year. There are often riots in La Sabaneta, resulting in fatalities. If only there was some way we could rehabilitate them. They sleep elbow to elbow in a cold concrete room, and many have been quoted as saying, "If you don't know how to protect yourself in here, you will die." And they put the owl in showers. That last one wasn't true, I made it up. Coming in at number 6 is Camp 1391 in Israel. The prison was ultimately secret before 2003 when an Israeli historian named Gad Kroizer found old maps of the country's prisons and noticed that one of them that was on the old maps wasn't on the newer ones. It then transpired that the facility had been airbrushed out. Inmates, the families of inmates and their lawyers have no idea where the prison is, and no independent organisation is allowed to visit. There really isn't a whole heap to know about Camp 1391. There have been reports of insane violence and torture of the prisoners, but nothing has actually really been confirmed. Nor are the Israeli government allowing comprehensive investigations. It's the political equivalent of them saying, No, what was that? No, say again. Sorry, what? No, what? What was that? I can't hear you. Sorry, what? Number 5 is Bangkok Prison in Thailand. Every single prisoner there has shackles on their ankles for the first 3 months of their sentence, and death row inmates have them actually permanently welded onto their ankles. They have shackles welded onto their ankles. The prison is nicknamed the Bangkok Hilton, even though all they get to eat per day is vegetable soup with rice. Just one bowl of vegetable soup and rice. Any other food items must be purchased from the prison canteen, which obviously leads its way to an insane power hierarchy, with the poorer inmates working for the wealthier. Human rights violations are a regular occurrence in this facility, and interviewed criminals inside often complain of the poor sleeping conditions and food. It's almost like they did something to deserve it. Seriously though, I do agree with them, sort of. I mean, prisons are meant to be a place of rehabilitation as well as punishment, and Bangkok Prison isn't really helping. Tadmor Military Prison in Syria is number 4, and was actually closed in 2001 but reopened in 2011 after various anti-government demonstrations. The prison was originally built to accommodate the French Mandate forces, but was quickly individualised as a place of creative and extreme torture methods. Prisoners in Tadmor were subject to medieval tortures such as being dragged to death or being chopped to death by an axe. There wasn't even a routine to these punishments, as inmates were just randomly selected, so there was constantly a climb out of fear. The worst act of all came in 1980 when the brother of the Syrian president ordered the deaths of over 1,000 prisoners after a failed assassination attempt on his brother. Because nothing says, "I got your back, bro," like killing 1,000 people who didn't try and kill your brother. Alright, so number 3 is Gitarama Prison in Rwanda. This facility has enough space to hold at most 600 prisoners, but they have 7,000. This means that if you have any free space around you, then you're outside the prison. Run. The jail has so many prisoners with so little space, and it's incredibly hard to control everyone, so prisoners are often left hungry and take bites of flesh out of people near them just to survive. Unable to sit down, they must stand all day, every day, all night, and you don't even get a place to lie down. Like, there's a space, they have to take turns sleeping. They can't lie down and sleep, they sleep like a fucking cow, like sleeping like that. Because there is no space to lie down and the floor is filthier than Charlie Sheen's lungs, gangrene will often set in on their feet. Their feet will then rot and fall off. If they're lucky, if they're not lucky, then they have to get amputated. You can smell the prison from a mile away, such is the congestion inside, and 1 in 8 prisoners die from violence or disease. However, the majority of prisoners in Gitarama have been jailed for crimes against Rwanda, against the country, most notably the genocides of the 20th century. For number 2, we're going to head to Turkey and visit Diyarbakir Prison. Inside the prison, they have a resident dog who is trained to bite the prisoner's genitals. I mean, that's a rough punish. Sorry, that wasn't rough. Yeah, sorry, that wasn't funny. Worst of all, they actually had to salute this dog. They had to salute the dog that's gonna bite their cock. Prisoners were also constantly intimidated with the threat of being stripped down naked, blindfolded and hosed down with a fire hose, present at any moment. 34 people died at this prison between 1981 and 1984 when it was under military control, predominantly from random beatings from guards. Inmates were also encouraged to rape and urinate on each other for the amusement of others. And I haven't really got a joke about that, it's kind of upsetting, if I'm honest. And finally, at number 1, we have Camp 22 in North Korea. Of course it's North Korea. The only time they score high up on a list is when it's related to crimes against humanity or turning missiles into submarines. The prison is awful. That's really the only word to describe it. Up to 3 generations of a person's family can be incarcerated for the mild wrongdoing of one person in that family. That's grandparents, parents and children in lifelong detention. Among the incredible crimes against humanity that go on in this prison, which by the way is 700 square miles large and completely isolated from anything, they also experiment on people, on humans. They experiment poisons and gases on these people, with everyone dying within minutes. One recorded experiment shows that 50 healthy, normal women were given poisoned cabbage leaves after threats to their family, and within 20 minutes, all of these women had died through excessive vomiting and, involuntary defecation. And that's just what we know about. About 20,000 people have disappeared from Camp 22 in the past year with no record of where they went. The majority of inmates have been imprisoned for wrong thinking against the regime of North Korea, which basically means that they want democracy. Ooh, fucking rebels. There is so much wrong with Camp 22 and I've barely scratched the surface, but if you are interested, please research it further, okay? I just don't want to make this video too long. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is my Snapchat and links to my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram are down below. I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye. See you, Penny, pick it up and all day long you'll have good luck. Not true in prison.